Hello and welcome to the ADHD with Jenna podcast. Today we are talking about efficiency and our obsession with it. So, as an ADHDer, you are probably quite preoccupied with making things as efficient as possible. And that sounds positive, right? That sounds thoughtful. That sounds logical. But as we know, if you've been following along, and even if you haven't, I come from the lens of ADHDers are in survival mode, and that is what's creating a lot of our problems. So, how does this relate to being in survival mode? Okay, well, I'm going to start with the definition of efficient. So, the definition of efficient is achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. So, I really want you to think about when you try to make things efficient, is that wasting any energy? At first, we might think, well, no, it's not, because I'm trying to get things done where I'm not wasting energy. But the trap comes in when, one, if we don't do things as efficiently as possible, we can become quite dysregulated about it. We feel guilt, we feel shame, we feel frustration, and that can put us into overwhelm and into paralysis. So, that's not efficient, right? So if we feel bad that we're not being efficient, that makes us even less efficient, then that obsession with efficiency is hurting us. The other trap and the thing that can happen, and the thing that's most likely happening, which is why efficiency is not a great focus for an ADHD or in survival mode, is what does it take to make something efficient? Usually planning, thinking, right? Mental effort. And when we're in survival mode, we tend to have a lot of perfectionist tendencies. We're protecting ourselves through perfectionism. So, yes, having a quick thought of, oh, great, I'm going to also grab that thing while I'm at the store, that's fine. It is when we start becoming perfectionists about efficiency where it is the problem. So you might spend an hour planning how to make this project as efficient as possible, when had you just started and took action, inefficient or efficient, it would have been done in 45 minutes. Is that efficient? No. No, and we probably see that a lot, right? You might even have the awareness once in a while of, oh my God, I was stuck there thinking, okay, I have all these chores to do. What's the most efficient way I could do it? And because we were trying to figure out the most efficient way, I wasn't taking action. Now it's been 2 hours and I haven't done anything, right? That is not efficient. This is the really tricky part of being in survival mode is logic kind of goes down the ladder of prioritization. When we're in survival mode, we're going to do the thing that makes us feel the safest, not the thing that's the most logical. So the thing that makes us feel the safest is sitting there in inaction, trying to plan so that when we take action, it's perfect, because it's unsafe to do things imperfectly. Whereas when we're more regulated, if you are doing your work, doing your nervous system regulation, your thought and belief regulation, your behavior regulation. This is what we do in the ADHD reset. If you're working on that stuff, your system is in a place of, okay, I'm safe to just start working on this. And I'm going to just start walking down the path towards accomplishing this thing. And it'll get done when it gets done. And it's okay if I have to pivot. It's okay if I have to make adjustments. It's even okay if I have to go, to the same area of the city twice this week. It's not that big a deal. Let's just get a move on in a regulated, non-rushed way. That is how being more regulated. Maybe you do things less efficiently, as in, okay, I have 5 errands to do. Well, they're kind of in the same quadrant of the city, so I should do them all at once. Well, I don't have time today to do all 5, so I'll do 9. And then the next day, well, I can't do all 5, so I'll do 9. Oh, I can't do all 5, so I'll do 9. 2 weeks later, you've done nothing, right? Is that efficient? No, the idea of that, the ideal, the perfection, the thought of that is efficient, but in reality, it's inefficient, right? Nothing's happened now. Whereas when we're more regulated and we're not so preoccupied with efficiency, maybe it's not the most efficient way to go, okay, I have time to do one errand before I have to go to that appointment, so I'll go and do that one. Is that efficient? Well, I still have 4 more to do, and they're kind of in the same area. So I'm going to have to go drive back over there. Okay, but now you only have 4 to do, right? And then maybe another day you have time for 2. Now you only have 2 to do, right? 1, 0. You'll eventually get them done. Is that more efficient than sitting there with the idea of efficiency going, well, I can't do any until I can do them all. I can't do any until I can do them all. That is the things we want to start looking out for. Especially when it comes to efficiency, we want to see what is the idea of efficiency here and what is the reality of efficiency. Because how many times can I say efficiency? Because the idea is going to seem like it makes sense, right? That dysregulated brain is going to go, yes, that's logical. Let's stick with it. But I really want you to take a step back and go, but what's truly happening? This is very similar to someone in one of my groups. We were talking about perfectionism. And they said, but when I hold that idea of perfectionism, then I perform at a higher level. I said, do you? How's that going for you? And if we actually reflect and go, how is that working out when it comes to me taking action and actually achieving in the real world, not in our heads and not the idea of high standards or the idea of it being perfect, but actual execution? Is it? And she almost instantly was like, oh, no, right? That's a false belief that is soothing my dysregulated mind. It feels safe to try to make it perfect. And that's why we're doing all of that, right? Even though it doesn't make sense in execution. So, why do we have this obsession when we are in survival mode? We have a real focus on efficiency because of the cycle we are stuck in. So, when we are in survival mode, we're stuck in this all or nothing, frantic crash, start, stop cycle. Okay, I'm going to go really hard, but then I crash. Oh, now I've done nothing for 2 days. Now I'm going to go really hard again. Crash, going to do nothing for 2 days. Or paralysis, right? I'm going, going, or paralysis. I'm going. And then I become so overwhelmed that I get stuck in paralysis, which is also part of fight or flight. And I'm frozen for 2 days. Once I get moving again, there is a lot of pressure on that action to be efficient, right? Because I've done shit all for 2 days. That next step I take better be damn good to make up for it. So there is a lot of pressure on that moment. It does feel like you have to get all 5 errands done in one go because you've been doing nothing for 2 days. So you got to make up for lost time, right? The beliefs and the thoughts and the habits, they all intertwine and kind of domino effect off of each other. And then it's a cycle, right? So then you go, okay, it has to be efficient. I have to go hard. I have to get tons done to make up for lost time. So then you do that if you can. Sometimes it just creates more overwhelm. So we still don't take action, but it's mentally still exhausting. But say you do get going, okay, I'm going to do all the errands. I'm going to go today. Oh, well, now I've crashed again, or I'm frozen again. I'm in paralysis again. And now I have to do nothing again for 2 days. And then back at it we go, right? This has to be efficient. I have to perform well now, right? Got to prove that, I haven't wasted time or I got to catch up. If you are living in a more regulated state, and that typically means focusing more on sustainability than efficiency, there's way less of a focus on efficiency because you don't really need it. There's not so much pressure on each step you take. So if you've been consistently moving along for 2 weeks, the next thing you do doesn't feel that important, right? Or that heavy, in a negative way. Like it feels so big, it feels so important, feels so heavy. Oh my God, whatever I do has to be huge and impactful and make up for lost time. You don't have that because you've been bopping along sustainably for a good amount of time. For me, honestly, 2 years. If you've been walking like that for 2 years, then the next thing I do is no big deal. Right? So I can just do that one errand and be like, yay, that errand's done. Carrying on, la-di-da-di-da. Going about my day. And then maybe the next day you do another errand. And then maybe the rest of the week you don't have time. But the next week you get back to it and do a couple more. Right? You're living in this more sustainable flow. Because life is ongoing. And so you can sustain that. Efficiency is more about going hard, doing it all, doing it as fast as possible. But we got to see what's that creating. What problems is that creating? Because it's creating a lot of problems because it's rooted in dysregulation. It's rooted in being in survival mode. So I want you to kind of sit and zoom out of your own experience. Because when we are dysregulated, we're very zoomed in. All we can kind of see is, oh my God, I haven't done anything for the past 2 days. This afternoon has to be hugely impactful so I can catch up, right? That's what we're seeing, this little snippet of time, very small. We're not seeing, oh, life is bloody long and I've got to keep going for years. Can I do it in this way? And if it's a no, then we want to do it in a new way because life is long, hopefully. Knock on wood. And so we want to be able to show up every day and do a little bit more, and now do a bit more. And part of that is rest, part of that's enjoyment, part of that's going on holiday, part of that's having a coffee break, part of that's going out with your friend for dinner instead of doing the errands you decided to do, right? It's not all about being this energizer buddy that's just, you know, good and always does the responsible thing and is always, chore, 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 errand, 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 work, work, work. That's no life, right? We don't want that life. But every day we're moving forward sustainably. So if you are working on regulation, which I really hope you are starting to absorb, like, whoa, this is the move. The regulation is what I want to work on to thrive with ADHD. One of those shifts you're going to want to make mentally is observing kind of this little swap for efficiency for sustainability. So that kind of like going hard and getting it all done in one go versus can I show up in this way in an ongoing basis? Like for work, you want to think, okay, well, can I work like this for the next 30 years? And I know for some people, it's like, oh my God, no. And I totally got that. That I was a teacher, school teacher for a year and a half. I taught grade 2, I taught grade 6, I had a few different little contract positions. And I was like, nope, I cannot do this for another 30 years. I'm out. But I was very dysregulated. Had I been more regulated and had it been the right fit for me, I don't think it was, I could have done that, right? But I was very dysregulated and I don't truly think it was the right fit for me. I think this work is the right fit for me. So it doesn't mean, if you're in a job and struggling, it's only dysregulation. It might not be the right fit for you, but we want to get regulated first, get you out of survival mode, get you out of this like stop start cycle and get you into more a sustainable way of living. And then you may still discover this is not for me. That's fine, right? I hope you find whatever is like your thing. But if you are in a focus of efficiency, if you are in this start stop cycle and in survival mode, nothing's going to feel right. Nothing's going to feel good, right? Wherever you go, there you are. So if you're in survival mode at your dream job, you're still in survival mode. A little bit of a digression, but hopefully you're seeing what I'm saying. So when we let go of obsession and replace it with sustainability, what's going to be happening? So first and foremost, we're going to focus more on doing things slowly but surely. This is going to take practice because you probably haven't ever prioritized that. Like, okay, I'm going to do it relaxed, but I want to see, okay, could I keep going though at this rate? One little bit of a time. And your brain's absolutely going to be like, this is uncomfortable. You're moving too slow. You're not getting enough done. And it will kick you back into that all or nothing frantic crash cycle. That's normal. The part of you that is in survival mode that thinks you're in danger isn't going to go quietly. It's going to be kicking and screaming. It wants you to be in dysregulation so you don't die. Right? But it's not working. It's not helping. It's only hurting us. So just know this is a bit of a grappling with this work. So secondly, when we drop trying to make things efficient all the time, you will naturally do things more sustainably. So even if it's just a focus on, I'm going to really look at where things are tripping me up because I'm trying to do it efficiently. Let's not make that a nice word that's always good, because sometimes it's really hurtful, to our progress, to our way of being, to our productivity, all that stuff. Okay. So what might this look like? Say my errands, for example. I kind of already alluded to it, but if you have 5 errands to do and in your mind you've got this rigid all or nothing thinking of I have to do things efficiently, and if I'm not going to do it efficiently, I'm going to wait till I can do it efficiently, therefore not do anything. Okay, so say you're sitting there and you do have an hour and a bit and then you have an appointment later. Okay, well, I have 5 errands to do. Well, I can't do all of them, so I guess I won't do anything. You sit there and you scroll, or you're in waiting mode for your appointment. You do nothing. And then you get up, you go to your appointment, and then the day is done. You don't have time anymore. Okay, well, now the next day. Okay, it comes along. Oh, I should really do those errands. Oh, well, it's already noon. I don't really have time. Right? And then you go, why the heck do I have these errands and I never get to them? I always pushing everything off, but then I'm doing nothing. It's not like you're busy having the time of your life while not doing the errands. That would be different. If you consciously choose, no, I'm not doing errands today. I'm going out with my friend. We're going on this big adventure and have a great day. Awesome. I wish that for you. We deserve to have a good, fun life. But I know that's not what's happening, right? Typically, it's like, I'm going to just stay here in paralysis, or I'm going to sit here and scroll and do nothing and just wait. Instead, we would go, oh, I have an hour and a bit before my appointment. And you might look at Google Maps to see what's possible. You know, time blindness is very real. I use Google Maps to like go to the store I always go to, just to like contemplate like how long is that going to take and understand it. But say you do Google Maps and you do your errand and then you do your appointment. You go, oh, I totally have lots of time. I could do it gently. I'm not going to be in a rush. I'll do one of those errands. Great. Then you go to the post office. You drop off that return. Yes, I know you have returns to drop off. You can do it. Even if you just do one of these things, right? If they're going to 5 different locations, go do one return. Did a return. Now I'm at appointment. Wow. That is what sustainability looks like. But I didn't get them all done. Okay, but you got one done. Now you only have 4 to do. If we sustain that efficiency mindset, you would be at 0. And you'd be feeling bad. You'd be more dysregulated because you're like, why did I just sit there for an hour and a half before my appointment? I wasted time. There was so much I could have been doing. Instead, I was scrolling. Right now, we're more dysregulated and overwhelmed. Devaluing small actions is a big part of being in survival mode, right? Who cares? It's just, a 15-minute walk. Who cares? It's just one errand out of 5. Who cares? It's just one load out of 10 loads of laundry. Why bother? Right? That's not efficient. I should do it all today. It's keeping us stuck. There is also a belief that could be also part of this efficiency obsession that, we are bad at transitions inherently and permanently, and therefore we should do all of the one type of task at once. But where does that leave us? Okay, I'm bad at transitions. So instead of doing one errand, working, and then going to my daughter's dance rehearsal, and then doing another errand later, I should do all my errands at the same time. Okay, but I don't have time to do them all at the same time. Okay, I won't do them at all. Right? It's like sometimes the beliefs we have, which were told to us from, the ADHD messaging out there, and probably from your own experience, is that I'm bad at transitioning. So when I lock in, I'm really locked in. So if I have 5 errands to do, I need to be on like errand duty all afternoon. But how much of that is because we're in dysregulation? It's so tricky because it's like this big ball of necklaces we're trying to untangle. And you go, well, this one's linked to this one, but this one's linked to that one, and that one's wrapped around this one. And it gets a bit like confusing because even in this conversation, before I started talking about transitions, that might have been an objection. But I'm bad at transition, so I have to do all my errands at once. I can't go do an errand and then sit down on my computer and then eat lunch and then go pick up my daughter. You can. If you are regulated, you can do all those things. When you are dysregulated, it is harder because there is this stop-start intensity to our system. It's like, well, I got to build myself up for an hour to go do those errands, so I don't want to waste that intensity on one errand. But it doesn't have to be that way when you're regulated. When I'm regulated, I just decide, I'm going to go do an errand. And I walk to the car and I sit in the car. And maybe I have my return with me and I put the music on and I drive to Staples. That's where I take my returns. I give it to the lady. I drive home. I drive back. Okay, then I maybe walk to the sink, get a glass of water. Then I go to my office, sit down, write an email, right? If you really think about the reality of those tasks, what is the transition we have a hard part with? Right? As Byron Katie says, which some of her work is radical. I'm not saying I align with every single thing she's ever said, but I do like a lot of her approach, which is you're only ever sitting, standing, or laying down, right? Everything else is judgment, is thoughts, is opinion, is perception, and it's all in here, right? The reality of the task is really something to think about when you're thinking about having a hard time transitioning. Would love you to see that this week. Just observe the reality, meaning not the overwhelm about the task, not your thoughts about the task, not your judgment about the task, not your anxiety about the task, not your thinking about what you need to do next and trying to get this task over with, but the true physicality of the task. An email is like click, click, tap, tap. right? Oh, I'm sitting, moving my hands. Okay, what's the reality of an errand? Walking to the car, opening the door, sitting down, closing the door. Okay, I'm just sitting again. But my hands are on the steering wheel instead of a keyboard, right? What is the transition there? What is the hard thing? It is our thinking about it. It is our dysregulation about it. It is all the mental processes and the nervous system stuff that makes it overwhelming and big. When we quiet that down, we can be in the reality more, and you will find transitions are not that big of a deal. Nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you may find you actually do better when you're quote unquote transitioning more often. I definitely find that for me. If you think of it this way, like, okay, if you work from home, okay, I'm going to sit here at my computer and type for 6 hours straight. I'm not going to do anything else because that requires transitions. To me, that's very draining. That's very exhausting. It's very intense. And it's very all or nothing, right? It's going to get you in that start stop cycle, because then once you're done, yeah, I'm going to be depleted after that too, and then feel like doing nothing. But when I'm more regulated, actually variety in my day really feels nice. And as someone who works from home, I have that ability and work for myself, especially. I know not everybody has that freedom, but being able to, write a few emails, then throw a load of laundry in, then get a glass of water, then, go plan my next podcast episode, then go to my emails again, right? The variety allows my brain to work in different areas, and I find it much less exhausting. For instance, even going to do like a quote unquote chore in the house, like go fold laundry, to me, that's a break mentally. So it like keeps me in that sustainable energy, right? A little bit of mental work, a little bit of physical work, a little bit of mental work, a little bit of physical work. For me, that really helps me keep that sustainability alive. So for you, I've really gone on a tangent here, but I do think that's important. If transitions is what's making you feel stuck, like you have to do things efficiently, and your version of efficiency means doing all the computer work in one sitting, do all the physical chores in one go. Is that actually working for you, or is that very exhausting, right? Because running around physically all day for me is also tiring. Then I like to have a little mental break where my body gets to rest and my brain's working. So sometimes when we work on regulation, it's going to flip around the beliefs you had about yourself and about ADHD on its head. Typically, balance in the middle ground is where we're going to thrive the most. But right now, that belief of it needs to be efficient, I can't do transitions, maybe keeping you stuck in that area. So this mental shift from efficiency to sustainability will support your efforts to get regulated. Right? So the more regulated you are, the more you're going to focus on sustainability anyways. But the more you consciously observe, I see the efficiency trap here. I'm getting stuck and trying to do it all at once and trying to do it quote unquote efficiently. Ooh, I see what's happening. And then making that shift to like, okay, one little thing at a time. Let's keep it sustainable, slow and steady. That's also going to help you get more regulated. So they're really going to help each other. So just as a little note as we wrap up, I do want to really have you focusing on this idea that efficiency is kind of rushing. There's definitely nuance in this topic. I'm not saying any sort of effort to be efficient is bad, obviously not. But we want to see, where is it coming into execution and where is it staying an idea. Our obsession with the idea of efficiency is probably keeping you stuck. And when we're stuck in that idea of efficiency, there's typically a rush underneath it, right? I just got to rush to get these errands over with, so I'm going to do them all at once, and then they're over. They're off my plate, and I don't have to think about them anymore, right? This inability to be with things undone, or wanting to rush, get things off your plate so you can move on to the next thing quickly. We know that rushing is a huge, huge part of dysregulation, whether it be, internal, like an impatience, mental rushing, or physically rushing around. We really want to work on softening that as part of our regulation practice. So clocking efficiency and maybe a little bit of an obsession with it is a really, really good place to keep working on that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to grab your free ADHD guide if you haven't gotten that yet. Please share this episode with someone you know that's obsessed with efficiency, especially if they have ADHD, and see if this can be helpful for them. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.